Stunning news out of the Capitol right now. Governor Schwarzenegger is talking about the possibility of slashing the pay of hundreds of thousands of state workers as a temporary step to deal with the state's ongoing budget crisis.
KCRA3's political reporter Kevin Riggs is live in the newsroom with details on this late-breaking story. Kevin?
That's right, Lois Day. The governor is looking at the possibility of cutting worker pay to the federal minimum wage of $6.55 an hour. His office tells us that pay cut is just one of a series of options being examined to make sure that California does not run out of cash in the month of August. Now, if the order is signed, it would affect most rank-and-file workers on the state payroll. This reportedly would be a temporary pay cut with the money to be restored once the state budget is passed. The governor's office is not providing details of this executive order other than to say it's one of a series of steps, again, being looked at to avoid a cash crunch. The governor met today separately with Republican and Democratic leaders at the Capitol, but still no progress on a budget, which is 23 days overdue. However, the Senate is scheduled to come back on Tuesday for a budget vote. If there is no budget deal, however, that vote is likely to be known at the Capitol as what's called a drill, in other words, an unsuccessful vote that will simply mean more negotiations will be necessary. David, Lois?
Yeah, Kevin, the state is facing the possibility of running out of cash to make a lot of bill payments to people all over the state. How likely is this, or is this really a big political stick to get the legislature to do something?
Well, I think that's part of it. I mean, the governor's office isn't saying for sure that the governor is going to pull the trigger on this, but this certainly is an option that the governor has, and I think it is designed to get the attention of legislative leaders that there needs to be a budget passed, and so the governor is laying it out there. I mean, we all know that state workers have to be paid even if there is no budget. That's a result of a federal court order dating back to the mid-90s. But this is one way the governor could actually cut state minimum pay to federal pay and thus, again, cut those workers' pay temporarily. And that's something that's bound to get the attention of state legislators.
Have the employee unions weighed in?
Well, we talked to SEIU today, which is one of the biggest state employee unions, and they say that obviously already they're talking to their attorneys to look at ways that this could be delayed or challenged if it goes forward. Spokesman for SEIU Local 1000, Jim Zamora, said today that in their view, this places an extreme hardship on the 95,000 workers they represent. He went on to say that it's not the union's fault that the lawmakers and the governor cannot come together and agree on a budget, and he also says they are just victims in this whole budget mess and that they're very, very unhappy about it. So at this point, we'll have to wait and see, but certainly it is an option that's hanging out there, and a lot of state workers wondering if by next week they will be seeing a temporary cut in their paycheck.
Yeah, the howling just beginning. Kevin Riggs live in our newsroom tonight. Thanks, Kevin.
You bet.